3 reasons Jordan may not be gone for good. Will Colleen Zink return? The world of soap operas is a realm of infinite twists, turns, and resurrections. Characters often come and go. And even when they seem to be gone for good, there's always a chance they might return. One such character is Jordan, portrayed by the talented Colleen Zink, from the popular serial opera The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans of the show have been left pondering whether Jordan's departure is truly permanent, or if there's a possibility of her return. While the show's writers have not confirmed anything, there are several compelling reasons to believe that Jordan may not be gone for good. Here are 3 reasons why Colleen Zink might reprise her role as Jordan in the future. 1. The nature of soap operas, resurrections and surprise returns. Soap operas are notorious for their ability to bring characters back from the dead, or reintroduce them after lengthy absences. Whether it's through elaborate plot twists, mistaken identities, or retcon storylines, soap operas have a long history of resurrecting characters who were presumed gone for good. Jordan's departure, while ostensibly final, could easily be reversed if the writers decide to revisit her storyline. For example, many soap operas have used the fake death trope to explain a character's disappearance. If Jordan's exit was written in a way that leaves space for interpretation, it's entirely possible that she could return with a dramatic explanation for her absence. Perhaps she faked her own death to flee a dangerous situation. Or maybe she was secretly kidnapped and held captive. The possibilities are endless, and soap opera viewers are no strangers to such plot devices. Additionally, Colleen Zink's portrayal of Jordan was well received by fans, and her character introduced a unique energy to the show. If the writers feel that the show requires a boost in ratings or a fresh storyline, bringing back Jordan could be a strategic move. Soap operas flourish on nostalgia, and the return of a beloved character like Jordan could reignite interest among viewers. 2. Unresolved storylines and character potential. One of the most compelling reasons to believe that Jordan may return is the potential for unresolved storylines. When a character exits a soap opera, it's not uncommon for their departure to leave behind loose ends or unanswered concerns. If Jordan's departure was abrupt or left certain plot points unresolved, it could pave the way for her return. For instance, Jordan's relationships with other characters might still contain untapped potential. Perhaps there were unresolved conflicts or unfinished business with crucial figures in the show. Her return could reignite old rivalries, rekindle past romances, or introduce new dynamics to the narrative. Soap operas often rely on interpersonal drama to drive their narratives, and Jordan's reappearance could provide ample material for compelling storytelling. Moreover, Jordan's character might have untapped potential that the writers could investigate in future seasons. If Colleen Zink were to reappear, her character could be given a new direction or a more complex storyline. Perhaps Jordan could return with a concealed agenda, a shocking secret, or a transformed personality. The possibilities are endless, and the writers could use her return to inject new life into the program. 3. Fan demand and Colleen Zink's willingness to return. Fan demand plays a significant influence in the decisions made by soap opera producers and writers. If enough viewers demonstrate interest in seeing Jordan return, it could influence the show's creative team to bring her back. Social media platforms, fan forums, and viewer feedback are powerful tools that can shape the trajectory of a show. If fans rally behind the notion of Colleen Zink reprising her role as Jordan, it could lead to her eventual return. Colleen Zink herself has also expressed her passion for the genre and her appreciation for the fans. In interviews, she has spoken about how much she relishes playing complex characters and being part of the soap opera world. If the occasion arose, it's possible that she would be open to returning to the bold and the beautiful. Her passion for acting and her connection to the character of Jordan could make a comeback an appealing prospect. Furthermore, soap opera actors often return to their roles after extended pauses. Many actors have departed a show only to return years later, either for a short-term storyline or as a regular cast member. Colleen Zink's career and schedule could align in a manner that allows her to reprise her role as Jordan, even if it's just for a brief arc. The flexibility of soap opera storytelling makes it simpler for actors to return without committing to long-term contracts. The possibility of a return, what it could mean for the show. If Jordan were to return, it could have a significant impact on the bold and the beautiful. Her reappearance could disrupt up the existing dynamics and introduce new conflicts or alliances. For example, her return could complicate the lives of other characters, particularly if she comes back with a hidden agenda or a score to settle. The show thrives on drama, and Jordan's return could provide plenty of it. Additionally, her return could open the door for new storylines and character development. Perhaps Jordan's time abroad has changed her in some way, and she returns as a different person. This could lead to intriguing interactions with other characters and create opportunities for emotive and dramatic moments. The writers could also use her return to investigate themes of redemption, forgiveness, or revenge, depending on the direction they choose to take. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that there are 3 reasons why Jordan may not be gone for good. Let's talk about where Colleen Zink's character could return somewhere down the line. 1. Jordan has 9 lives. For starters, Jordan has 9 lives, so maybe she could have a few of them left. Although Jordan drank drugged tea and supposedly suffered a fatal overdose, it'd be simple to undo that exit. Perhaps Jordan had a faint heartbeat after all, and managed to draw through without the Newmans realizing it. It's believed that Jordan was taken to the morgue, but maybe she had some assistance to fake her demise in the end. If that's accurate, Jordan could be plotting her next round of revenge off-screen. 2. Jordan's partner in crime discreetly survived. Since Jordan's partner in crime covertly survived, that's something to keep in mind too. Ian Ward was certainly alive in that ambulance, so it's obvious that the show wanted to keep the possibility open for his return. The Newmans believe Ian was cremated, but there's a good possibility he'll shock everyone with a big comeback sooner or later. If Ian could survive his fatal exit, then Jordan easily have done the same, and may be gearing up for a comeback of her own. 3. Jordan ghost is always an option. Of course, there's another method for Jordan to return if YNR doesn't want to revive her in the flesh. Jordan could always make an appearance as an apparition, or even Claire Newman's hallucinations. Claire might ultimately be haunted by Jordan's presence in some manner, whether it be in her dreams, or through some creepy visions that appear to her. If Claire's sinister side comes back out for a new narrative, that might be the perfect opportunity for Jordan to pop up. Even if it's just in a nightmare or ghostly form, Jordan could taunt Claire over her past, and act like they're just identical. Whatever the case, Jordan was a force to be reckoned with, and a highly engaging character. It'd be a shame to never see Jordan again, so maybe the show could still wind up bringing her back. If any cast updates emerge involving Jordan's return, we'll send along all the latest news. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Claire will keep making positive predictions about her next chapter. But will past Jordan reminders eventually draw her down? Young and Restless spoilers week of March 24th. Young and Restless spoilers for Monday, March 24th. Victor sets an ambush behind enemy lines. As if he isn't any day and every day getting set to spring something on Jack and Jabot. Oh, is Sally in for another tragedy when Billy sets the record straight with current girlfriend? Since Nick comforts Phyllis, we can only guess that he's seen our photo gallery of prospective new love interests for her, and wants to move himself up the list. YNR soapbox. Tracy uncovers the truth about Alan, and Phyllis's breakdown brings her closer to spoiler. Young and Restless predictions for Tuesday, March 25th. Given the past that we now know Victor has with the enigmatic Aristotle Dumas, the intel that he shares with Lily is bound to be valuable. Sharon and Phyllis discover themselves in a strange place, like maybe not wishing to throttle each other for a change. Devon receives troubling news. And immediately after Lily receives info from Victor. Coincidence? Melody Thomas Scott offers a heartfelt farewell to her late leading man. I adored him. Young and Restless spoilers for Wednesday, March 26th. Nikki and Jack express a difference of opinion. Kyle and Claire violate the rules. Though Sharon helps Tracy connect the dots about Alan, is she helping, or potentially placing Tracy in danger? Young and Restless spoilers for Thursday, March 27th. Tracy communicates her concerns with Jack. If we were her, we'd be doing so with a lot of exclamation points. Being the town pariah, Diane knows a thing or two about donning her game face. so she ought to succeed brilliantly when she attempts to keep up appearances. Billy reveals his latest plan with Phyllis. Young and Restless spoilers for Friday, March 28th. It's been a few days since Victor stunned his family, but at last he catches them off guard anew. Jack worries about Tracy's protection. Take a number, friend. We're afraid for her too. Will Sally come to regret it when she calls Billy's bluff? What you missed on The Young and the Restless. Alan sat on a park bench viewing his phone screen as Sharon and Phyllis struggled. All he could articulate was, good luck. In their basement prison, Sharon and Phyllis continued to argue as they attempted to pick the door lock. Sharon attempted to calm Phyllis, telling her they agreed that they had to be nice and couldn't turn on each other. Unfortunately, their plan didn't work, and the alarm began blaring. Phyllis went into a panic again and insisted that there was no way out, they were both going to perish. Sharon tried to remain calm and assured Phyllis that their families would find them soon. They will not. It would be a miracle if they did. We're in some random clinic. How would they even find us? A hysterical Phyllis asked. Sharon didn't really have an answer but remained hopeful. I have to believe our families would do anything to find out where we really are, she said. Phyllis was still dubious. Sharon warned Phyllis not to languish. Whoever is doing this, the voice, they are playing with us. We have to win at their game, Sharon declared. Phyllis began pondering about their latest note. They realized that the note and the poisoned water hadn't been there before, but then abruptly appeared. What if their captor was creeping in while they slept to leave these things? They were creeped out by the notion of some sick stranger observing them sleep, and wondered what would have happened if they'd ever woken while he was there. They decided that if they turned off the camera, then their abductor would arrive while they were awake, and they could catch him. But first they had to locate the camera, which was easier said than done. The women spoke softly, and feigned to be going through a book as they discussed their plan. Together, we will bring this freak down. We will get out of here, Phyllis murmured with conviction. Over at Billy's place, Billy and Nick continued to discuss that odd automated text from the old medical clinic. They debated about clicking the link in the text, but Nick told Billy what a poor idea that would be. What if it was a trap? Billy thought they were desperate enough to attempt. Whatever happens, we're going to find out some information, so we'll just take whatever comes, Billy said. Before he had an opportunity, Faith called Nick for an update on her mom, but Nick didn't have a lot to tell her. He also didn't want to alarm her any further. When Nick ended up, Billy decided they should go for it, so they clicked the link, and were stunned by what they saw. A video feed of Sharon and Phyllis appeared, but Nick wasn't even convinced this was real. If it is, this confirms that Phyllis and Sharon are being held hostage. They look fine physically. We can go to them now. We can help, Billy said, but Nick had a question. Why would an abductor show the men where the women were? When they discovered a link at the bottom of the page, things went from bad to worse. They clicked it only to see a skull show up on the screen with the words, "Who will pay the price to save the life of the mind?" Nick was floored. What kind of psychopath are we dealing with? He inquired. An alarmed Billy and Nick hopped in the car to attempt to find the two women, as Billy wondered why they received the message they did. They wanted us to find them there. I can't imagine how easy it will be to get into the building, he noted. Billy called Chance and told him about their new lead. The police were headed to the clinic. Billy didn't bother mentioning that he and Nick were also on their way. At the GCAC, a delighted Tracy told Jack her head was spinning. Is this real? Am I here right now? She inquired. She never ever expected to marry again at this juncture in her life. I was fine with that. I have a wonderful life. I love it, she insisted, but then Alan came along. Tracy became elated when Alan sent her a text saying he was on his way back with a ring. Jack and Diane were delighted for Tracy, who headed to Alan's suite. Alan and Tracy enjoyed a private champagne commemoration of their engagement. I don't think you realize how incredible you are, and I just want to say how grateful I am that every day I get to see you. I cannot imagine living the rest of my life without you, Alan said. Alan finally gazed into Tracy's eyes and pulled out the ring. Tracy gushed that it was utterly perfect. Alan then went the traditional route, when he dropped to one knee and proposed again. Alan became alarmed when a text arrived telling him there was a security breach. but shrugged it off as he told Tracy that he wanted to marry her right away, while promising her a breathtaking future. Alan wanted to give Tracy the fairy tale wedding of her desires, but Tracy proclaimed she already had her prince in Alan. Jack and Diane concluded the evening at Crimson Lights, where Jack told his wife how happy he was for Tracy. He couldn't wait to give Ashley and Billy the positive news. Especially Ashley. "We owe Alan a lot," Diane said. Jack thought he would fit in flawlessly with the Abbott family. "I don't think Tracy could have written a better love story," he said. Adam stopped by the new ranch house to update Victor on how it was going at the new ranch house. Adam was pleased his dad convinced him that moving to the ranch was a good idea. He was also pleased that Chelsea decided to join him, as was Connor. Chelsea was even starting to believe they could all become a family again. Victor was pleased with the way Adam was operating Newman Media, but was more concerned about his son's personal life, and brought the subject back to Chelsea. Victor said he admired how much Chelsea has enhanced her life over the last year or two. "She's welcome in my family, so where do you go from here?" Victor asked. Adam said he wasn't sure. He wanted to be with Chelsea again, but they were taking things gradual, and he was leaving it up to her. Adam refused to urge the issue. Over at the old ranch house, Chloe arrived to have breakfast with Chelsea, but wasn't sure what to make of her old friend's new living arrangements. Chelsea could only gush about how wonderful things have been. She admitted that while she and Adam had not officially reunited, she expected they would be there shortly. Chelsea readied herself for Chloe's comments. "Tell me this is a bad idea. I can take it," she said. Chloe seemed delighted for Chelsea, which prompted Chelsea to jokingly check Chloe's temperature. Considering how Chloe has felt about Adam for years, and how close Chloe has been to Sally, this was startling. Chloe admitted she wasn't about to give Chelsea relationship advice, cause she would never heed it. However, Chloe could objectively see that Chelsea was happy, and that Adam was a decent father to Connor. She was sure that Chelsea was making the correct choice. Chelsea was delighted to hear this, as she just wanted her old pal's approval. When Adam arrived, he felt a bit uncomfortable around Chloe, but she felt the same way being around Adam, so she left. Once alone, Adam told Chelsea he presumed that Chloe had told her to get the heck away from Adam immediately. He was astonished to hear it was quite the opposite, and Chloe gave them her blessing to be together. Not that they needed it. The two then collapsed into a tender and passionate kiss.